Hey guys, Vlad back here with another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the new Flundereeze archetype. This is an archetype that has been kind of getting a lot of traction recently just because of a lot of people are talking about it, and also because of the fact that this archetype could actually potentially maybe be a good deck in the meta. But let's get just right into the effects. So first of all, the Flundereeze are a bunch of water and winged beast monsters. We have 10 cards revealed for them so far, 10 unique cards. We're going to go over them quickly. They are split between, the monsters are split between anyway, they're split between level 1 winged beasts and level 10 winged beasts, one being wind and one being water. I'll quickly just go over what the level 1s do. All of them have two very similar effects, which is if they leave the field, they get banished, and if a winged beast monster is normal summoned to your side of the field, while they're banished, they can add themselves back to the hand, and also, if you use any of their effects during that turn, you can't special summon monsters at all. We'll start with Robin because this is the best Flundereeze monster in my opinion. This card on normal summon lets you add a level 4 lower winged beast from deck to hand, any winged beast by the way, and then immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon a winged beast monster. Well, what does this mean? Well, you can normal summon it, use its effect, grab another Flundereeze monster, any of the other ones, and then bang, you can normal summon them. And you'll see a recurring theme that all of these level 1 Flundereeze monsters have effects when they're normal summoned. So let's go directly into Flundereeze Eagle, which has the same two other effects as the Robin here, and on normal summon, instead of adding a level 4 lower winged beast, it adds a level 7 or higher winged beast from deck to hand, and then also gives you the extra normal summon. Token here lets you, on normal summon, add a banished Flundereeze card to hand, and then gives you the extra normal summon, and then Ostrich lets you target a card in either player's graveyard, banish it, and then immediately normal summon. Once again, all of these cards are fairly good in my opinion, but obviously Robin is very good here, and you can already kind of see what a kind of combo here. You have Robin, normal summon effect, grabbing Eagle, immediately normal summoning the Eagle using its effect, grabbing one of your big dudes, and then immediately tribute summoning it. And then, when you tribute summon, these will get banished, and then the monster gets summoned, and then you trigger your Eagle and your Robin, and they add themselves back to hand. That's a very nice +2. Now let's get into the level 10s. Emperor Penguin and Snowl. Emperor Penguin, if it's tribute summon, you get to add a Flundereeze spell trap from deck to hand, and then guess what? You get the normal summon. Wow, crazy. And then this is kind of the effect that kind of made people kind of not be too excited about this archetype, which is while this tribute summon is on your field, your opponent's special summon monsters can't. Sorry, your opponent's special summon monsters in attack position can activate their effects. Yep, it's just a floodgate. It's a floodgate for Link monsters. This isn't that the most fun thing ever. I love floodgates. You love floodgates? I do as well. And then its other effect is if this card battles an opponent's monster during damage call, you can banish a card from your hand, and then you can make it so your opponent's monsters current attack become halved until the end of this turn. Decent battle effect. Very, very strong card. Being able to on-summon just grab a spell trap is very, very good. Next we have the other level 10, which is Snowl, which is once per turn, if you control this tribute summon card, you can activate this effect. You can conduct 3 normal summons or sets this turn, not just one. You'll see that this effect doesn't actually come up that much. And then its other effect is all of your monsters, if you have the Snow Owl on your field and it's tribute summoned, all of your monsters gain piercing battle damage essentially. And its other effect is once per opponent's turn, very, very strong effect by the way, you can banish a card from your hand and then put all of your opponent's monsters into face down defensive position. So it's basically just a ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Very, very strong card. Very, very cool. Yeah, very, very good. Yeah, but like once again, you'll see none of these cards are particularly bad. I think the only like questionable one is like the Ostrich because it doesn't have the strongest effect. Like this adding back from banish is cool. Like these two synergize well because like you can banish something from your graveyard and then normal summon this and then use its effect to add back the thing you just banished, which is kind of a cool synergy I guess. But nevertheless, let's get into the spells and traps. There's 2 spells and 2 traps. Let's get on to the continuous spell first, which is the Flundereeze and the Unknown Wind. Its effect is while it's on the field, you can tribute summon a monster that requires 2 tributes by sending a monster you control and a card your opponent controls to the graveyard instead of tributing. It's still treated as a tribute summon. Guess what? This gets around Mask of Restrict. Isn't that fun? It just sends them to the graveyard. Ain't that fun? You can now, to tribute summon one of your big Flundereeze monsters, you can just sack away your opponent's cards. And if you are going to be tribute summoning another time, guess what? This isn't once per turn, so you can tribute as many cards as you'd like. Well, as long as, considering the fact that you have valid normal summons in your hand to do so. So you're not going to be doing it that much, but it's very interesting that you can do it multiple times. Now, do keep in mind it has to be a monster with 2 tributes. Its other effect is also pretty strong. During your main phase, you can reveal up to 2 winged beast monsters from your hand, put them on the bottom of the deck in any order, and then draw the same amount of cards. Really nice little mulligan effect. Lets you kind of get rid of the big level Flundereeze monsters out of your hand, just to get a couple of draws. Next, we have the Field Spell. Very strong card. Also, we got the Flundereeze and the Mysterious Map. During your main phase, reveal a level 1 Flundereeze monster in your hand. And then, if you do, you banish a Flundereeze card with a different name from your deck. And then, immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon the monster you just revealed. Very, very good card. I'll just quickly go into the second effect too. If your opponent normal summons a monster, you can immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon a Flundereeze monster. Very, very, very strong card. This effect is really good because as you'll notice, if you just draw any level 1 Flundereeze with this, it doesn't matter which one, you just go activate this effect, banish the Robin from your deck, you immediately normal summon your Flundereeze monster, you add back Robin, and then you still have your real normal summon, so you normal summon the Robin, then you do the combo as I said before. So, very, very strong card. This with any of the level 1s literally gets you to the full combo, which is really nice. Next, we have the Flundereeze and the City of Dreams. Very strong trap card. Once again, keep in mind that these cards so far are all searchable off of the Penguin. The City of Dreams is a normal trap card with the effect of, during the main phase, immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon a level 4 lower winged beast monster. That's the first effect. And then, its second effect is, if you tribute summon a level 7 or higher monster while this card's in your graveyard, you can banish this card, and then Book of Moon all of your opponent's monsters. Ain't that great? When not only can you just get a normal summon on your opponent's turn, so you can redo the entire thing you did on your turn, because you know your Flundereeze monsters goes back to your hand, and then you're gonna use this trap card to normal summon and do all that stuff again. You also just get to conduct all of your opponent's monsters, really, really cool. But you do kind of need to have a payoff in this sort of deck, because if this doesn't have such overtuned cards, the payoff of just not being able to special summon for an entire turn would be pretty bad. Next, we have the Counter Trap, also a ridiculous card, and also searchable. So the fact is, if you control a face-up tribute summon monster, and no special summon monsters at all, and your opponent would special summon a monster or monsters, your opponent can't special summon monsters for the rest of their turn. But, trade offer, they get to normal summon 3 times this turn instead of 1. It's just a slap in the face. You also just negate the summon of the monster, and then you return that monster to the hand. So, if your opponent tries to link summon, you say, no, back to the extra deck, but you get some normal summons now. Doesn't matter that you can't actually access your extra deck or your special summon anything for this return. No. This card's really ridiculous. Counter Trap, so you can't even, the only way you're going to be outing this is with, Red Reboot, which, that's not happening anytime soon, probably. But, yeah. As you'll see, this archetype is very, very, very unique. You cannot do any special summoning at all. You can't really mix it with anything else. You kind of have to play this as a pure archetype, but I think it has enough going for it that you can't just play as a pure archetype. Now, there is quite a few cards that you'll probably come to mind when you're trying to build something like this, which is something like Dimension Shifter. This deck doesn't care about its graveyard, and it can also just banish Dimension Shifter from your graveyard with Ostrich. So if you have another copy of Shifter, you can just reuse it, which is really, really nice. You don't really care about your stuff getting banished. In fact, it makes it so that your Toucan is a lot better, which is really nice, because your spells and traps could get banished, and then you add them back to hand with Toucan, which is really cool. DD Crow is another cool card you can play. You can search off of Robin, so it's a nice little tech option, especially in your opponent's turn, when you can use the City of Dreams to normal summon this on your opponent's turn. You can search Crow on their turn, which is pretty good. Against some certain decks, this could be really good. Next, we have Pot of Prosperity. You're not really drawing cards in this deck, and all you really do, you just want to get to Robin. You just want to get to Robin, and Prosperity is a really, really nice card for that. Another card that you can play is absolutely Pot of Duality. This card has no drawbacks in this deck. It's very, very nice. You're not going to be special summoning anyway, so this card might as well not have a drawback. It's so good in this deck. It is so absolutely good. Same thing with something like Macrocosmos, same thing with something like Dimensional Fissure, and then the card that people have been buying out, Rise of the Mega Monarch. Really cool card that you can search off of the Eagle, but I'm not entirely sure how good this is. It is really cool that you just get to stack your opponent legally, and you're able to just bounce a bunch of stuff that your opponent has, which is really, really cool. I think this card could be potentially a good, nice tech option, because it is just like a searchable card, but I don't know how good it is. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan. But let's get into some combos. The first combo we have here is with just Robin, 1-card combo, very, very strong 1-card combo, I will say. So we start with what I said earlier, where you go Robin, normal summon, use this effect, get the Eagle, and then the Eagle gets immediately normal summon, and then use the effect the Eagle to grab the Penguin. Next, we're going to be tribute summoning for our Emperor Penguin. We're going to be triggering our Emperor Penguin. We'll be triggering our 2 Eagle and Robin to add themselves back to hand, which is a really, really strong +2 right out of the gate. Next, we get to use the effect of our Penguin to search for the City of Dreams. Next, we're going to be setting the trap and passing. And then on our opponent's turn, we're going to be using the effect of the trap card to normal summon a Robin, and we're going to start this little loop once again. We're going to be using the effect of Robin. You can add Crow here, but we're just going to be adding Toucan here just for the sake of an example. We're going to immediately normal summon our Eagle. Eagle is going to grab our Snow Owl, and then we're going to tribute summon once again our opponent's turn for the Snow Owl, and we're going to be, you know, adding back the Eagle and the Eagle and the Robin, and we get to trigger the Trapping Grave, Book of Moon on our opponent's board, and we also have the Snow Owl to Book of Moon on our opponent's again. Super, super strong, and they're also floodgated. All of this for one card is ridiculous. It's so good just for a one card combo. And yeah, there is other ways you can do this though. Instead of grabbing the Snow Owl or even grabbing the trap card, you can grab the counter trap card, and it's just as good as well. You're just basically making it so your opponent can't special summon for that turn, and then you still have the Eagle Robin loop for the next turn, so you can try kill your opponent. The cool thing with Snow Owl is that since that it gives everything piercing damage, and you're going to be also Book of Mooning your opponent's entire board, you can kind of see where the synergy lies here. There is another thing to note, is that if you are playing Mega Ryza in this deck, you can kind of just fish for it after you've put your opponent's entire board face down. You can return all their stuff to the hand, and then you just push them in with a bunch of big idiots, essentially, which is really cool. Is it actually really cool? I don't know, but I'll let you guys decide that. Next up is going to be a 2-card combo, which I alluded to earlier, which is the Field Spell and any of the level 1 Flundereeze monsters. We're going to be starting with the Field Spell, using its effect, revealing whatever Flundereeze we have in hand, and then summoning our Robin. Next, we're going to be immediately normal summoning with the effect of the map. Now, you can use, if you do have Toucan, you can use its effect here, but for the sake of example, we're just going to say we're just not using the effect. So then we're just going to trigger the normal summon off of the Field Spell, and we're going to be grabbing back our Robin to hand, and then we're going to be using our actual normal summon to summon Robin. And then we're going to do the exact same loop we did last time, except instead of tributing the Robin, we're going to be tributing the other Flundereeze monster we had. So we're going to be grabbing Emperor here. Emperor's going to grab back the Toucan, and or the Toucan and the Eagle are going to add themselves back. We're going to get the trap, and then yada 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 yada. We do all the same stuff in our opponent's turn, except instead of just summoning Robin into Eagle, we're just going to hard summon the Eagle, and then we're just going to do this. Add the stuff back to hand. It's the exact same combo essentially. Really, really strong. This deck has a lot of cool plays, but I will say that there is a very, very huge flaw in the deck that you've probably noticed, which is what happens when your normal summon gets stopped. It kind of has the same problem as Pranked, where you have this really linear play, but it's very, very prone to getting hand trapped, unless you have the extenders to back it up. And the extenders in this case are the Field Spell. Prankeds, to play through like an Ash Blossom, for example, you need to open a kit, obviously, to start your play off, but you also need to open a Pandemonium and another kit of a different color. In this case, it's basically the same thing. You need to open Robin, and you also need to open the Field Spell, and you need to open another dude. And the problem with this deck, as opposed to Prankeds, is that you can open any of the Prankeds to start your plays. You can't really do that in this deck. That's kind of a bit of a problem. Robin is your only real starter. Now, I do know that the Field Spell exists, but you need the Field Spell and a dude to get things going. And that's kind of why I'm not sure how good this deck will be, but I think this deck is very, very interesting to say the least. These cards are so overtuned, and I really do kind of want to try explore this deck a little bit more. But let me know what you guys think about the Flundereeze archetype. Do you think it's going to break Yu-Gi-Oh? Personally, I don't think so, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you guys next time.